Shubhodayam. Welcome to all. This is the second month start of the 7th batch of certificate course on Sanatan Dharma organized by Veda Samskruti Samiti in association with Vishwa Yoga Vidyapith. Today we'll be continuing with Bhagawadgita by Dr. CSR Prabhu Garu. We'll start the session with Vande Matram by Venkat Narayan Garu. Venkat Narayan Garu, please.
Yes, sir. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasyashamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनीं फुल्लकुसुमिता द्रुमदलशोभिनीं सुहासिनीं सुमधुरभाषिणीं सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरम् Vande Mataram.
Vande Matram. Dhanyavadalu Venkat Narayan Garu for the nice singing. Now I request Shankari Narayan Garu to kindly do the prarthana. Kindly put on your video. Shankari Narayan. Yeah. Kindly do the prarthana.
1 minute meditation followed by 3 times Om. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणाधिप ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रयवतो ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहस्मि नमो गुरवे।
न गुरो परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो।
ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं
नमामि
नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ
Om
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
मा
Matdevo Bhava Pitrudevo Bhava
अति आचार्य देवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ पुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्वी अवधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Thank you, Shankaranarayananji. No problem. Now I request Prabhu Garu to continue with the class, please.
ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. I went and saw the Shankaracharya of Sringeri who came to Hyderabad at Shankar Mutt. I could not talk to him because of the millions of people who are coming there. So what we have noted is that people are crazy to see him and meet him. The traffic jam and people are coming continuously. There is no place even to enter into that premises. So that shows that people have a lot of thirst. But the fact remains that just going and making a big crowd does not help. You have to understand the subject. And the subject which Shankaracharya told, Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah. So the Bhagavad-Gita is one of the three Prasthana Trayai, the other two being the Brahma Sutras and the source of both of them being the Upanishads. So the Upanishads are the source of wisdom, which has been summarized in the Brahma Sutras in a very crypt and difficult and scholastic manner. And the same wisdom of the Brahma Sutras has been encapsulated into the Bhagavad Gita in a very pleasant and popular and easy manner. And as Shankaracharya wrote commentaries to all the three, the Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and Bhagavad Gita. So that is how the Shankaracharya's greatness comes. And I realize that what we are doing in this course is the appropriate activity because people are very, very thirsty. The organizers should also take note of this. There are millions of Hindus who are very, very, very thirsty for knowledge. And they are just trying to get a glimpse of the Shankaracharya as a guru. They are milling crowds. And that means they are not able to get even a glimpse, let alone any instruction or lecture from him. That is a kind of demand and pressure. So what we are doing in this course is in the right direction. That's what I have realized after seeing those crowds. But it also indicates that those who have that thirst should first learn, and they should be able to attend such courses. And we are the only course offering all the subjects under one umbrella. Otherwise, piecemeal courses are there elsewhere. Okay, let us today focus on the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, the last chapter, and finish it. And I want to go earlier today. And the 18th chapter is the total summation of the entire wisdom of Bhagavad Gita coming at the end. Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. It is called how to achieve moksha and sannyasa, or moksha through sannyasa. Arjuna Vacha Sannyasasya Mahabaho Tattvamichhami Veditum Tyagasya cha Hrishikesha Prathak Kesi Nishodhana. There are two terms. One is sannyasa and other is tyaga. What is sannyasa and what is tyaga? This is the question being asked. Normally, we all think sannyasa and tyaga are one and the same. We have to renounce the world and go away into the forest. Now, the only forest we can go today is a garden nearby house. Because we cannot go to any forest. There are no forests. Forests are very far, very few are there. And if you really want to go there, it will be very difficult, if not impossible. And if at all you go there, you cannot live even for one day there because there will be no food and no water, and cruel animals can kill you anytime. So the old model of tyaga and sannyasa, that means you renounce the world, you give up everything, and then go into the forest and stay there. It's not going to work today. If at all you go to any forest, you will go to some kind of a national park, which is also a forest, like Kaziranga National Park, and stay there in a guest house. Other than that, you cannot do anything. But the olden days were different. People abandoned everything, then went into forest and stayed there only. Recently, I know one movement is there. Some people like you and me, they also abandon everything and go into the forest, but they will build a nice house there and stay there. There are such communities who are going into forest from the point of view of environmental purity, in the environmental protection movement, in which people are encouraged to go into forest. So now the main point is renunciation and sacrifice, tyaga. So what is the difference between them and what is sannyasa in the first place? So today it is not feasible. Not only today, even when I was young and our Swamiji was asking me to take sannyas, my mother objected because it's not viable today. Olden days, the kings used to protect the sadhus and sannyasis and provide shelter and food and clothing in the monasteries. But today it's not there. Very few are like Ramakrishna Math Swamijis stay in Ramakrishna Math, not in forest. So sannyasa is being defined here as kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu sarva karma phalatyagam prahutyagam vichakshana. So Sri Krishna has reformed by his own time, that is the beginning of Kali, just before the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Mahabharata war. He has redefined and refined the definitions of sannyasa and tyaga. Sannyasa is not necessarily taking sannyas, wearing ochre robes, and like today you can see a lot of people wearing ochre robes. Ramdev, for example, is one of the richest, if not the richest sannyasi on earth. And there are many others who are amongst us who wear ochre robes, but they are doing a lot of worldly activities, like earning money. And there are many foreigner sannyasis under ISKCON and so on. I don't know how much real sannyasa they have taken. Because till the other day, they were drug addicts and they were eating beef and so on. So it's very difficult to find a genuine sannyasi. Most of them, in fact, in Bhagawadgita slokams, Shankaracharya himself said, Jatilo mundi lunchita kesa kashayambara bahukruta vesha pashyannapi jana pashyati mudho udara nimitto bahukruta vesha. Most of the sannyasis, not all, are wearing that sannyasa dress only for feeding the stomach. That's what Shankaracharya said. I'm not saying that. Udara kruto, udara nimitto bahukruta vesha. So the true sannyasi is definitely a great person because he has abandoned everything. And he has sacrificed his life for the society. He has no desires. He is ready to die any minute. And if he doesn't get food, he'll die. And whether he gets food or not depends upon his karma, prarabdha karma, fate. So if I asked my own Guruji, Swami Silananda Bharti, what happens if we don't get food? He says, I'll be the happiest man. If I don't get the food and death comes, I'll be the happiest man. As long as the prarabdha is there, I'll get food. So somebody, somehow, something will be arranged. So that kind of readiness to die any minute without food should be there before somebody takes up sannyas. And whereas Lord Krishna is giving a different perspective of sannyas. Kamyanam karmanam nyasa sannyasa ityuchyate. Even if you are not wearing orchid robes, like people like you and me, can be sannyasi if gives up the desires and actions based on desires. Kamyanam karmanam nyasaha. Sannyasa ityuchyate. Sannyasa means samyak nyasaha. Samnyasa. Nyasa means giving up in this context. It also means keeping, like karanyasa, anganyasa, mahanyasa. So in this context, it gives giving up. Giving up what? Desires and desireful actions. Kamyanam karmanam nyasa sannyasa ityuchyate. Lord Krishna is giving a new definition of sannyasa. Till now I discussed about the old usual assumed meaning of sannyasa. That means you renounce the world, you give up your family, you give up all your avocations, income sources, you give up everything and you wear orchid robes and then you beg. So even Shankaracharya begged. If you get food, even Buddha begged. So if you get food, you eat. If you don't get, you die. You should be prepared for it. You should be prepared for it. So you see, and no question of any medical support or no question of any financial support, nothing. But even by the time of Lord Krishna, that is Mahabharata war, the situation became so bad that it was difficult to, sannyasa was not viable in the old sense. So he is redefining it. Kamyanam karmanam nyasa sannyasa ityuchyate. Giving up desires and actions in pursuit of desires is called sannyasa. Then what is tyaga? Sarva karma phalatyagam prahutyagam. Tyaga means giving up. Giving up what? If you give up actions, the dangerous consequences will be there. You really cannot give up actions. In third chapter, he said, Nai kaschit kshanamapi jata tishtat akarmakrut. Even 1 second you cannot stay without performing any action. So how you can be free from the effects of actions is only by karma phalatyaga. Sarva karma phalatyaga. Giving up the attachment to the results is the only thing possible. That is tyaga, sacrifice. What does it mean? I told you previously also, if you are obsessed with the result, then you will neither be able to perform the action properly, nor you will have any peace of mind or concentration or ability to perform that action properly. Like if I'm always thinking of the result, whether I will get the result or not. Suppose it's IIT coaching. I'm going to IIT coaching. If the student goes on thinking, will I get IIT seat or not? I may not get, I may get. How will I get? I may not get. Mostly I will not get. That kind of a thinking if he has, then he will never study. He will never prepare. It will be impossible to put efforts. So you should not worry. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You should not worry about the results because it is not in your hands. It is somebody else's hands. Similarly, death. If somebody died, it is not really in our hands. And there's no point in brooding over why somebody died or how he died or she died. Because we can't do anything. And the other day I was surprised to see a man who's supposed to be dying in a few days. He suddenly became all right and he talked to me very politely and nicely. And I was so happy to see him. I told him, I'm extremely happy. I'm ecstatic to see you in this condition. He's talking in polite way and all that. So there are many things which we really cannot control. Like the results of your actions, we cannot really control. Because you may put your effort, that's all. But what result you will get, you cannot tell. IIT seat you will get or not, IAS you will get or not, you cannot tell. So what they have done is, you stop worrying about the result. You have no rights on the results because somebody else and some other consequences, the chance, probabilities, and forces acting in different directions. There are many complicated forces acting in different directions which determine the result, not you. You have no right. Your right is only in your effort. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturбhu. Therefore, don't link the result with your action. At the same time, mate sangostu akarmani. At the same time, don't end up in an idle state where you don't do anything. Because if you think that, I will not get IIT seat, you will never prepare. Nobody will come to prepare for IIT. So, this is the Karma Yoga philosophy. He is telling, Kamyanam karmanam nyasa sannyasa ityuchyate. Sarva karma phala tyaga, sannyasa and tyaga. Sarva karma, not only one karma, all karma phala tyaga. प्राहुत्यागम विचक्षणा त्याज्यम दोषवदित्येते कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणः यज्ञदान तपः कर्म न त्याज्यमिति चाप. He says some thinkers say that you give up everything. There are some thinkers say that don't give up everything. Yajna, dana and tapas. Yajna means both dravya yajna and tapo yajna, yoga yajna. Then in the 4th chapter he has explained. And now what we are doing is jnana yajna. Swadhyaya, jnana yajnaschayataya samsita vrataha. So what we are doing now is the jnana yajna. So yajna cannot be given up. Even gurus like Shankaracharya performed this jnana yajna in a very big scale, though they were sannyasis right from childhood. So similarly, dana, vidya danam, dhana danam, anna danam cannot be given up. Because if you give annadanam, one day you will get anna in return. If you don't give anybody anything, then you will not get anything. So the yajna, dana, tapas. Tapas cannot be given up, even if a person is sannyasi, or even a Shankaracharya or a Mathadipati, anybody. So, yajno danas tapascheva pavanani manishinam. There is another statement he made. Because these three cannot be given up, even if a renunciation sannyasi is there. Nischayam srunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra trividha satsruki tritaha. Tyaga. What is tyaga? Tyaga renunciation more or less same. Na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena. Tyage nekena amrutattvamanashuhu. This is a very famous statement. You cannot become immortal by money. You cannot buy it. And you cannot get it through your children. And you cannot get it through your various actions. You will get immortality only by tyaga. So tyagena ekena amrutatvamanashuhu. So that is why the sannyasis, sadhus are highly revered, because they have achieved that state physically and mentally, spiritually, a state of renunciation, sannyasa. Yajnadana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat. I have already explained to you. Yajnadana tapas cannot be abandoned, even by the greatest of sannyasis or tyagis. Yajno danas tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. These three are the ones which will purify. Pavanani, they are holy. For whom? For manishis, not manishi. Manishi means ordinary man. Manishi means extraordinary man. Extraordinary personalities also get purified through yajna, dana and tapas. Etanyapi tu karmani sangam chaktva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam natamuttamam. Even these three, yajna, dana and tapas, should be performed without the obsession or attachment to their results. Suppose I am very much obsessed with the results of my actions, like I am giving jnana yajna is going on now. If I am obsessed with my results, in the sense how much each person has understood, whether you understood or not, why you are not asking questions, and how much you have understood, whether you will implement in your life, all these things, if I am worried, then I will be nowhere. I will not be able to deliver my lecture also. So I have to concentrate on the task on my hand, not on the consequences of my task. Etanyaphi tu karmani sangam chaktva phalani cha kartavyani iti me partha. They are duties to be performed. Which are duties? Yajna, dana and tapas. They are duties without the obsession or attachment to their results. Niyatasya tu sannyasah karmano nopapadyate mohat tasya parityagah tamasah parikittitah. So sannyasa is not giving up or abandoning karma, which is considered as tamasic, because a person who gives up all actions and sits idle, like a donkey or like a buffalo or like a hippopotamus, is tamasic. Is not sattvic or not even rajasic. So rajasic person will go on doing actions endlessly, non-stop. Sattvic person will be doing with wisdom. So it is not correct to give up. That's why he said in the second chapter also, the famous quotation, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahetur bhur ma te sangostu akarmani. Let there not be attachment to you for akarma. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmana akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्. There are worst category are the tamasic people who don't want to do anything. They just want to give up due to delusion. The second category of tyaga is rajasic, because they find this very difficult task, so I'll give up. So they have the taste, but they find it difficult. Like some people are giving up attending these classes. They are Rajasic type of Tyagis. Because there are some people who keep a name Tyagi. I know some people. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam chaktva phalanchaiva satyagas satviko mataha. Only tyaga of the phala, na mama. I don't want anything out of this, but I will do it perfectly. As a duty, as a commitment, as my dharma. That is a sattvic attitude to tyaga. Na dveshcha kushalam karma kushalena anushajyate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna samshaya. Such a sattvic tyagi, na dveshti akushalam karma, even if the work or action is difficult, if it's difficult to attend these classes morning 6:30 and then understand later by listening to the video, it is difficult, but still a sattvic person will not give up. He will persist. Kushalena anushajyate, tyagi sattva samavishto. He is strong, he has got sattva guna, he has got capability. Medhavi chinna samshayaha. He has no doubts, he is very intelligent. Nahi deha bhrata shakyam tyaktum karmanya seshataha. Any person who is holding a body, deha bhrat means a person who has a body. We all have body, that means those who are alive will have bodies. Cannot give up action. Nahi deha bhratam shakyam tyaktum karma aseshataha. Completely nobody can give up all actions. Yastu karma phala tyagi satyagi tyavidhiyate. So who is the real tyagi? A person who gives up the attachment or obsession to the result and not the action. He'll perform actions perfectly and the right actions at the right time with the right attitude. Anishtham ishtham ammisram trividham karmana phalam. Now he'll go into the analysis of the result analysis. Any action will have three types of possible results. Anishtham, ishtham, misramam. That is, it gives the result which you want. That is one possibility. The other result is it will give the result which you don't want. The third possibility is a mixture of, it's like 50-50 kind of situation. Bhavatyatyagi pretya dhatu sannyasi kvachit. So these kind of results will come, but the sannyasi who has given up the obsession, the result will not get affected. He will yet perform, he'll go on perform the action. Like in a war, the soldier is fighting. If he starts thinking whether I'll win or not, whether I'll die, then he will not perform. He has to stop worrying about it, but he'll focus on his work. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodhame sankhe krutante proktani siddhaye sarva karmanam. Now this is a very important analysis of the work. This is a management subject. This has been discussed elaborately in the management circles, management professors. Any action, any project, any work will have 5 agencies. Adhishtanam, the supervisor, the agent of supervision. Tadha karta, the actor. Karanam, the instruments he uses for acting. Whether it is a laptop or whether it is a car or whether it is a gun or whether it is whatever is the instrument which is used as per the action. And Vividascha prathak cheshtha, and the actions themselves, different types of actions. And there's a 5th element, that is daivam, the luck or fate or God. This is the 5th. Sharira vang manobhiryat karma prarabhate naraha nyayam va viparitam va panchayate tasya hetavaha. Any action, perform, see how profound and deep the analysis is. Any action whatsoever performed by mind or by speech or by action has all these 5 factors governing it. We can say the governing principles or controlling principles. Tatraitam sati kartaram atmanam kevalam tu yah pashyat akrita buddhitvan na sapasyati durmatihi yasya naham kruto bhavo. A person who thinks I am alone doing everything and therefore I succeed or fail is not really knowing the facts. He is not alone. He is an actor, but then there are instruments of action, there is supervision, and there are what kind of actions you are doing, how intensely, how correctly you are doing, and finally God. All the 5 are there in determining the final outcome or result. Nahi bhreta bhrutam shakyam. This is already over. So he who thinks is only there, he is a fool. Therefore, yasya nahankrito bhavo buddhir yasya na lipyate hatva pisaiman loka nahanti na nilapyate. Why did he tell this five-pronged analysis of management of work? Because he's talking of the war, the big action which is on hand, the war which is being fought, Mahabharata war. So the whole idea of teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna was to make him fight the war because he wanted to go away from the war. So he's telling, Yasya nahankruto bhavo, where there is no egoism, buddhir yasya nalipyate, and where there is no obsession or attachment with the intellect, such a person, that means a person who is a sannyasi, yogi, everything, and tyagi, and jnani, and of course bhakta, so, and the dharmishthi, so such a person whom Krishna is envisaging Arjuna to become, yasya na ahankruto bhava, without ego, buddhir yasya na lipya, without any attachment, even if you kill the all three worlds, atva sa iman lokan, na hanti na nibadhyate, he will not be getting affected or bound, if he is like that. So you be like that and fight this war. Kill your enemies. Jnanam jneyam parijnata trividha karma chodana karanam karma karteti trividha karma sangraha. So in the action of acquisition of knowledge, the knowledge itself, jnanam, jneyam, that which is being acquired, the knowledge of which is being acquired, and parijnata, the knower. The knower, the known, and the knowing, three processes are there. So these three are driving the karma of jnana yajna, like what we are doing. You are the knower, I am the giver of knowledge, the knowledge is coming to you, you are knowing it. Karanam karma karteti. There are three factors: the karta, the doer, karma, the object of what is being done, the action, and the instrument of doing it. Trividha karma sangraha. Jnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedatah procyante guna sankhya pradhavat shruntamyapi. So what is jnana? Of course, jnana also is of three types. Everything is of three types. Tyaga is of three types. Shraddha is of three types. Jnana is also three types. Sarvabhuteshu yena ekam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi sattvakam. Sattvikam. The sattvic knowledge is able to see oneness, God, Ishvara, Bhagavan, Paramatma in everyone, in everything and yourself. Sarvabhutasthamaatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshinaha. So that is sattvic knowledge, to be able to see oneness, which you cannot see normally. It is high level of enlightenment. Nana bhavan pruthaktvaena tu ajna yad jnanam, that knowledge which is coming due to multiplicity. Pruthaktvaena tu yajnanam nana bhavan pruthakvidhan vetti sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam vidya. That we know very well. We are in this state, Rajasic state. So we see multiple bodies and multiple entities, and the knowledge is of that only is Rajasic knowledge. Yattu krutsnavade kasmin karye saktamahetukam atattvadhavadalpancha tat tamasamudahrutam. There is a tamasic knowledge also. It is unreasonable and stupid and false knowledge. You see this happening even among highly scholarly people. They will be highly scholarly as far as their subject is concerned. But outside the subject, they will be very stupid. They will be fighting with each other, they will be condemning each other, they will find politics playing, and they will be backbiting, and they will be having friction with colleagues or with parents or with brothers or with wife, or, you must have seen a lot of professors who are very knowledgeable in their own subjects, but when it comes to their personal relations and personal life, they're very stupid. I've seen it happening. Many people, highly educated, highly placed professional people, professors or professionals, or even researchers and top scientists also, behaving in a very stupid manner. And because of their personality defects. And that has to be rectified, and the Bhagavad Gita is the instrument for rectifying that. Niyatam sangarahitam aragadveshatah kritam aphala prepsuna karma yatat satvikam uchyate. Karma also three types: satvika and rajasika and tamasika. Satvika is that which is controlled action without attachment. Aragadveshatah kritam, without raga and dvesha. That is, raga is desire, attachment, dvesha is hatred. Without hatred. That's why you remember we have one sloka in the Prarthana. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvi navadhitamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Very profound meaning. What it means is, let us live together, let us work together. And let us enjoy the fruits of our work together. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavai. Let us work together in putting all our efforts. Virya means your capability, your strength. Teja, therefore, if you do that, you will become tejasvi, you will be radiant, successful. And lastly, he said, Ma vidvishavah. Let us not quarrel with each other. This is valid statement for every cooperative action. If you are alone doing things, then this is not relevant. But saha, when you are doing cooperatively, the word co comes from saha only. It's a distortion of saha. So anytime when you are involved with others in a marriage or in a teaching process, right now I am teaching and you are listening, or in a job environment, the boss and subordinate, or in a father and son, various kinds of coexistences, this mantra is very useful. It writes the bottom line. Let us work together, let us put all our efforts together, let us enjoy the results of our actions together, and let us not quarrel with each other. Yattu kamepsuna karma sahankarena va punaha. So sattvic karma is that which is done with perfection without obsession to the result. Whereas the rajasic karma is that which is performed with ego. Kriyate bahulayasam, with great painful, tiresome efforts. That kind of thing is rajasic karma. Anubandham kshayam himsa, and then there is tamasic karma also, involving violence. Manase kshachara paurusham, with arrogance and with revenge, or with that kind of attitude of showing off. Mohadarabhyate karma. All karma performed like that is tamasic karma. Mukta sango anahamvadi. The karta, the doer. Who is the sattvic doer? Mukta sango is a person who is free from attachment. Anahamvadi, non-egoistic. Dhrityutsaha samanvitaha. He is having enthusiasm, enthu, and determination. Siddhya siddhyo nirvikara. He will do his best, but he's not going to be worried about the final result. He'll go on doing things, because the result will come automatically. If not, he'll get some other result. Doesn't matter even if he fails, because he will recover. Siddhya siddhyo nirvikaraha. When the result comes as expected or it doesn't come, he is not affected. Ragi karma phala prepsuho. The rajasic karmishthi, karta, is a person who is ragi, he has attachment to raga, and therefore he'll have dvesha also. Karma phala prepsu, he is only obsessed, is always thinking only about the result of the action. Lubdha is very greedy. Himsatmakaha, he will be violent also. Ashuchi, impure. Harsha shokanvitaha, he is going to be miserable or elated. Karta rajasa parikirtitaha, such a karta is rajasic karta. Ayukta prakritastabdhaha, what about the tamasic karta, how is he? Ayuktaha prakrita is raw, is rude, is crude. And stabdha is like a donkey doing nothing. He is a depression candidate. Shataha, he will be adamant. Naikritiko alasaha, he is lazy, non-action, non-actor. Vishadi, he will be in depression. Dirghasutrecha, he will be going on stretching things. Karta tamasa uchyate, procrastination. बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतेश्चैव गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानमशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय. Buddhi also is of three types. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham cha ya veti. Buddhi sa pardha satviki. The sattvic buddhi is that which knows what is pravritti, what is nivritti, what is action and what is withdrawal, what is karya and what is akarya, what is work to be done, what is work not to be done, what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, bandha moksha, what is bondage and what is freedom. Now what about Rajasi? Yaya dharmam adharmancha karyam kacha karyamevacha ayadhavat prajanati. Confused candidate. Rajasic actor is a confused candidate. Buddhissa pardha rajasi. Now what about tamasic fellow? He is totally gone case. Adharmam dharmam iti. He will think adharma as dharma. The erroneous perception is so bad. Manyate tamasavrata sarvardhan viparitanscha. Everything will be perceived in an opposite, contrary, perverted manner, inverted manner. Such a person, such a buddhi is tamasi buddhi. Dhrutva yaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriyaha yogena vyabhicharinya dhruti saparda satviki. Determination. Dhruti is also three types. Determination, strong determination. Dhruti is dhrutya yaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriyaha yogena avyabhicharinya, with yoga. A determination with yoga. That means he has real power of yoga in him and is strongly determined. Yaya tu dharma kamadhan dhrutva dharayate arjuna prasangena phalakangshi dhriti sapardharajasi. So dhruti, which is, he is also determined, but he will be expecting results and is based on kama. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam vishadam madameva cha na vimunchati durmedha dhruti sapardha tamasi. So tamasi dhruti is that which is full of fear, misery, shokam, sorrow, vishadam, depressed, madam, pride. That is tamasi. Sukham tvidanim trividham. Sukha is also three types: pleasure, happiness, comfort. Abhyasa yatra dukhantam cha nigacchate yattad vishamiva. That pleasure, which is initially very bitter, like poison, Pariname amrutopamam. But the end result is like amrutam. Such a pleasure. Tat sukham satvikam proktam. That is satvik sukha. Atma buddhi prasadajam. It will give you peace, happiness and peace in the buddhi and atma. Vishayendriya samyoga yattad agre amrutopamam. The rajasic pleasure is initially looking very attractive, but at the end it will become painful. Like eating ice cream. Initially it will be very nice, but at the end, if you suppose you eat 25 ice creams, what will happen? You'll be admitted in hospital. Similarly, eating food in hotels, it will be very tasty, but finally you'll admit in hospital. And tamasic pleasure is yada agrecha anubandhecha sukham mohamatmanah tandralasya pramadotham. The fellow is not even able to enjoy. Tandra, he is sleepy, he is lazy, and he will be indulging in accidental actions. Tattamasamudahritam na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va punah sattvam prakriti jairmuktam yadebhisya tribhid gunai. Either on this earth or in the heavens, all the three worlds, there is nothing which is not classifiable into the three: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. This is the Sankhya definition. Trigunas. Now, caste, the very sensitive issue. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, Sudrancha, Sudranancha, Parantapa, Karmani, Pravibhaktani, four castes. Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. He gave in the 4th chapter. So he is explaining their characteristics of the four. Shamo, Damas, Tapas, Shaucham. The characteristics, features of Brahmana Varna is Shamaha, extremely peaceful. Damaha, extremely self-controlled, disciplined. Tapaha, he will be performing tapasya. Shaucham, he will be extremely high standards of purity maintained, both physical and mental. Shantihi, tolerance, capability, forbearance. Arjavamevacha, 100% honesty, transparency. Jnanam, he will have jnana and he will have vijnana. What is the difference between jnana and vijnana? Vijnana is jnana put in action. Astikyam, he also believes in the existence of God. He is not going to be an atheist. Such a person is called Brahmana. Brahmam karma swabhavajam. The nature of such a person is Brahmana nature. What about Kshatriya nature? Shauryam, very courageous, valorous. Tejaha, very radiant. Dhrutihi, determined. Dakshyam, dakshata, capability. Yuddhesha apalayanam, when he goes to the war, he will not run away. That is the characteristic feature of a Kshatriya dharma, Kshatriya. Others will run away because they are afraid in the war. But he will not be afraid. He will fight. Either he will kill or he will die. He is ready to die. Until then, he will kill. And he will win. He will definitely win. The Rajput, that is a Kshatriya characteristic. And he also admits Ishvara Bhava. He is not an atheist, he is a theist. And he also gives charities. Dhanam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. Then what about Vaishya? Krishi, agriculture, Goraksha, protection of the cows, Vanijyam, trade and commerce, business management. Vaishyam karma swabhavajam. So these are natural traits of Vaishya karma. Today, everybody thinks we are all Vaishyas because everybody wants to study business management and do business either directly or indirectly. So it is not possible that way. You cannot have, I don't believe in this kind of business attitude. There are people who do only business, fine, like Ambani, Adani and all these people. They are Vaishyas. And so also Birlas, Maheshwari Agarwals, they are Vaishyas. That's fine. That is their dharma. To maintain money, to protect money, to grow money. It doesn't mean they enjoy all that money. In fact, I was told that the Birla family, they never enjoy anything. They'll just keep the money there as per dharma. And even as per the protocol, I was told that only 20% they are supposed to keep for themselves. Because 20% they have to pay tax, another remaining 50% has to be given as charity to the society. I'm talking of the profit. So yata pravrat, then how can there be any poverty in this world? That's how it was in India. No poverty was there. It's only post-British poverty came. Yata pravrattir bhutanam yena. Okay. So I finished the four varna lakshanas. Swe swe karmanyabhirataha samsiddhim labhate naraha. In all these four, by pursuing their own professions in this way, they will achieve success. Because till the British time also, or even now also, to some extent, but it was more so previously. The more ancient time you go, the more it was very rigid. The society was into the frame of four varnas very strongly. It cannot be broken. It very rigidly going on. In fact, marriages across the varnas were not acceptable as legal at one time. In Manu's time itself, Anulom Vilom marriages were there. Top to bottom is okay, but bottom to top was not okay. They were boycotted. They were very strictly followed. As time passed, the relaxations came. But even today, the majority of the Indian society, or even the European society, has naturally the Chaturvarnas. Because even today, if you see the army, there'll be mostly Rajputs and Sikhs who are Kshatriyas. And if you see the academic institutions or research institutions, mostly it will be Brahmins. And nobody gave any reservation, either for army or for academic institutions. And if you see the business class, like Birlas, of course, Tatas are not Indian, they're Parsis, Zoroastrians. So you take any business house, it will be mostly Vaishyas who are extremely shrewd businessmen and successful in business. Sve sve karmanya bhirataha. And even the another thing I want to clarify is the Shudra is not a lower caste or anything. They are the economic class functions. Goldsmith, blacksmith. Goldsmith is a very difficult task. It's not possible for anybody else. Tinsmith, washerman, carpenter, barber, are essential services without which you cannot live. So they are the actual generators of wealth. So that's why they are compared to the legs of the society. If you cut off them, the society will collapse and fall down into pieces. More than 100 trades and professions are there. They are the Sudra caste. Sudra does not mean less. They are the economic classes. They generate money, and that money is traded by the Vaishyas. And the Kshatriya is only a ruler, warrior, administrator. And Brahmana is a teacher, saint, philosopher, priest. So these are the four different functions you find everywhere in the whole world. They are going on. Without this, society cannot go. And by birth, it has become relaxed now. In the beginning also, it was not by birth. But in between, it became by birth. And even now, it is by birth to a large extent because it's natural. So nobody will give up lineage and then do something else. See, if I am a professor or I am a technical person, then I like my son also to be like that. I don't like my son to go and fight in a war in Pakistan and all that. Whereas those who are in military, they will want only that, not become a professor and teach in a institute and all that. So businessmen, they want to do only business. Their children, They want their children only to business, not to go on becoming priests in a temple. Or they will not like their son to go and fight in a war and die there. So, whereas the Kshatriyas, they take pride in fighting and dying. So many military families, everybody died in the war. They are very proud about it. They get Saurya Chakra, Paramavira Chakra, and all those things. So it is a personal attitude. It's a personality development through genes. And even the physical characteristics, like, the Rajputs and Sikhs, they're very strong. They have the attitude to kill or die without any hesitation. That cannot be there for others. And the business attitude will be there automatically from childhood in the business communities. And in Brahmana communities, the attitude will be academic, philosophical, spiritual. So that will be naturally there. स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्म निरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दते तच्छृणु यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यच्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः. In your own action, whatever actions you are doing, you do it perfectly and you will reach success and you will get liberation. Shreyo Shreyastvadharmo Vigunaha Paradharmat Swanushtitat Swabhavanetam Karma Kurvannapnoti Kilpishu. It is better you perform your own duties and responsibilities rather than trying to copy or imitate and follow somebody else's, which is not yours or your swadharma. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet. Your karma, O kaunteya, even if it is faulty, should not be given up. Because Arjuna is thinking fighting the war and killing people is faulty action. But it is your Shastra Dharma. So you better do it. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham apinyatyayet sarvarambhani doshena dhumena kuta asakta buddhis sarvatra jitatma vigataspruha naishkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasena adhigachat. So naishkarmya siddhi, that means a state where you are doing nothing, even though you are doing everything. Karmanyabhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha chaktva karma phala sangam. Having given up the opposition to the result, nityatrupto nirashreya is unaffected, free from the obsession and dependence on the result. Such a person, even if he is doing everything, he is not affected. Siddhim prapto yadha brahma tadhapnoti nibodhame samasenita kaunteya nishtha jnanas. Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto dhrutyatmanam niyamya cha. With a pure intellect, controlled through yoga, controlling the self, shabdadin vishayan chaktva ragadvesho upadas. Giving up dualities like ragadvesha. Vivikta sevi laghvashi. You should be laghvashi. You should have very less desires, if not zero desires. Vivikta sevi laghvashi yatavakkaya manasaha. You are able to control your body, mind, and speech. Dhyana yoga paro nityam. You are always in a meditative state of dhyana. Vairagyam samupasritaha, with vairagya. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuchya nirmama shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate. The higher evolution into Brahmi sthiti, enlightenment, spiritual. He told about the worldly actions, but now he's coming to the spiritual dimension. Giving up ego, pride, desire, anger, and obsession to accumulation of objects, parigraham. Vimuchya, giving up, nirmamaha, without mamakara, shantaha, being peaceful, very peaceful. You are fit for Brahma Jnana, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, Brahma Bhutaha. He become one with Brahman. That means he is liberated. He is God, realized. He is merged into God. Prasannatma, he is always happy. Nashochati nakangshati, he will not be worried about anything, he will not be desiring anything. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu. These statements are the ultimate pinnacle, ultimate declarations of the spiritually enlightened behavior. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu, being equanimous to all. Madbhaktim labhate param, with devotion to me will reach the highest. Bhaktya mam abhijanati bhakti. Through bhakti he will know me. Yavanyastasmi tatvatah. Tato mam tatvato jnatva. Having realized who I am, that means who God is. Nishate vishate tadanantaram sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madvyapashrayah. Doing all actions, all this applies to all of us, doing all actions for the purpose of God. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madvyapashrayah, dedicating to me. Mat prasada vapnoti, with my prasada, that is my kindness, my compassion, my grace, he will acquire padam shashvatam. He will reach me. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha. This is the duty for all of us. Giving up all actions to the Lord. Buddhi yogam upasritya machitta satatam bhava. Machitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. With my grace, you will transcend, you will overcome all your difficulties. If you are in that state, he already told in the second chapter also. Mayeva mana adhatsva mai buddhi, 12th chapter. Mai buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshayah. Atha chettam ahankaro nas machitta sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyati. Give up everything to me, and with my grace, you will overcome all your difficulties. Whereas if you take the other way round approach with ego, athachet tvam ahankarat nasroshyasi vinakshasi. If you are not going to listen to me with your ego, you will be eliminated. Yadyahankaram asritya na yotsne iti manyase. If you get carried away with your own ego, ahankara, and in spite of my entire advice and assurance that I will take care and I'll make sure you'll overcome your difficulties, if you say you don't want to fight. Mithyeva vyavasayante prakritistam niyokshati. Adigu, even that is a myth, because nature will appoint you to do what you have to do. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhastvena karmana. So by your own nature, you are bound to perform your actions. Kartum nechasi and mohat tat karishyasi avashopitat. Even due to ignorance and delusion, if you start thinking, I don't want to fight, but by nature, you will be made to fight. So what all we are doing in our life is happening not because of us alone, by nature, by force of nature, laws of nature. Prakriter guna karma. So, ahankara, ahamit. So, even in third chapter, he told only egoistic person who thinks I am doing everything. You are not the only agency. There is nature, there is God, which is making you do two things. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddha svena karmana. You are bound to your actions which you are doing by your own nature. Kartum nechasi and mohat. If you say that you don't want to do it, that is not going to work. Ish. Karishyasi avashopitat. You will be forcibly doing it. Ishvara, because very simple. If Arjuna doesn't fight, in another few minutes, Duryodhana is going to pounce on him, or Karna is going to pounce on him, and he'll be killed. And in that time, he'll protect himself. He'll fight back. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddesha Arjuna tishtati. And Arjuna, don't forget that the Lord resides in the hearts of all people. Brahmayan sarva bhutani, everybody is being operated yantra rudhan, like a machine, maya, through maya. Tameva saranam gacha, therefore you surrender to the Lord Ishvara. Sarva bhaven, by all means. Tat prasadat, by the grace, divine grace alone. Param shantim sthanam prapsasi shashvat. You will achieve permanent, eternal peace abode only through the grace of God. Itite jnanam akhyātam. I have finished telling you everything. All this jnana. Guhyat guhyatamam maya, which is the top secret. Secret of secrets. Vimrishyeta aseshena. I have finished telling. Now you think about it. You analyze it. And yadhechasi tatha kuru. See, he gave that freedom. He didn't force. You do what you want to do. You take the decision. Vimrishyeta aseshena. Totally, you comprehensively, you take a view on the whole thing, then come to a conclusion. Yadhechasi. Whatever you like, you decide. Tatha kuru. सर्वगुह्यतमं भूय शृणु मे परमं वचः इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमतिस्ततो वक्ष्यामि हितम्. Now I am telling you once again the essence of what I told you. Manmana bhava, become absorbed in me. Madbhaktaha, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi. If you do all this, you will reach me. Mamai vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. You are my beloved friend. You will reach me if you do all this. Sarva dharman parityajya. Give up all your responsibilities. Mamekam saranam vraja. You surrender yourself to me. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. I shall liberate you from all your sins, all your problems. Idam tena tapaskaya. This Gita Upadesha should not be given to a person who has not performed tapasya. Na bhaktaya, who is not a bhakta. Kadachana na cha susrushave vachyam. Never to a person who has not served the gurus. Na cha mamyo abhyasuyati. Not to a person who will attack me or criticize me. Iyadam paramam guhyam, this supreme knowledge of the entire Gita. Madbhakteshvabhidhasyati, you shall share among my devotees only, not to all others. Bhaktim mayi param krutva, mame vaishyatya samshayah. With this transcendental supreme bhakti, if you perform, you will reach me without any doubt. नचतास्मान् मनुष्येषु कश्चिन् मे प्रियकृत्तमः भविता न च मे तस्मादन्यः प्रियतरो भुवि. You are the best, most beloved to me on this earth. अध्येष्यते च इमं धर्म्यं संवादमावयो ज्ञान यज्ञेन तेनाहम् इष्टस्यामिति मे मतिः. Whosoever listens to our conversation, this is a jnana yajna they are performing, they will also reach enlightenment. Shraddhavan anasuyascha, a person who has dedication, Shraddha, and not jealous. Shrunuyadapi yo naraha, he who listens to this also, so api mukta shubhan lokan prapnuyat punyakarmanam, he also will reach punya lokas. So that's why Gita has to be taught, but to the right audience, to the deserving candidates who are already explained what are their features, characters. Kachidetat srutam partha tvayekagrena chetasa kachid ajnana sammoha pranashthante dhananjaya. Those who don't understand this and they are full of ignorance, they will be destroyed. Arjuna Vacha, what did Arjuna say in reply to this statement? Nashtho mohaha, my delusion is destroyed. Smritir labdha, I recovered my memory, identity, reference to past. Tat prasadad maya achyuta, O achyuta, because of your grace, I recovered my sense of identity, my consciousness. I recovered. My delusion is destroyed. Now, what does this mean? This means Arjuna, who has been party to the decision of planning and executing the war, came to the war and suddenly he went into a depression. He forgot himself, he forgot all the facts in the past, and then started weeping, and then fell on the ground and said, I don't want to fight, I'll go run away. So, with all the 18 chapters, Krishna brought him to his senses, to his consciousness. Then that is what he is saying. Now I have regained my consciousness. Nashto moha smritir labdva. Tvat prasadat maya achyuta. Sthitosmi gata sandeha. No doubts anymore. Karishye vachanam tava. I shall do what you ask me to do. Now Sanjaya is coming to say, Ityaham. Now Sanjaya says, I have listened to this Vasudevasya Pardhasya cha Mahatmanah Samvadamimam. This conversation, Asrausha Adbhutam, so fantastic, Roma Harshanam, goosebumps. Vyasa Prasadat, by the kindness of Vyasa, Srutam, Srutavanetad Guhyatamam, secret most. Yogam, by whom? Yogeshwarat Krishnat, Sakshat Kadhayasvahi, Yogeshwara, Mahayogeshwara, he himself told, Rajan Samsmritya, O Raja, O Dhritarashtra, O King, remembering it again and again. Samsmritya, Samvadam, Ilmam Adbhutam. It's the most wonderful conversation. Keshavarjunayo, by the two, Keshava and Arjuna, Punyam Hrishyami cha Muhurmuhu. I am feeling so fantastic, elated again and again and again. Tacha Samsmritya, he is repeatingly shouting again and again, by remembering it again and again. Rupam Atyadbhutam Hare, what a face, what a appearance of Hari. Vismayo me Mahan Rajan Hrishyami cha punah punah. I'm forgetting everything. I'm so excited, elated, and happy, blissful, ecstatic. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Pardho Dhanurdharaha. Wherever Krishna is there, wherever Arjuna is there, Tatra Sri, there will be victory, there will be grandeur, there will be beauty, there will be grace and success. Reer Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani Tir Matir Mama. Definitely. Itim Sri Mahabharate, in the Mahabharata, Satsasrikayam, Samhitaya, 100,000 verses, the largest book in the world. Vayasikayam, Srimad Bhishma Parvani, in the Bhishma Parva, Srimad Bhagawadgita, Su Upanishadsu, in the Upanishads, in the Bhagavad Gita, which is an Upanishad, Brahma Vidyaya, which is Brahma Vidya, which is Yoga Shastra, Yoga Shastra Sri Krishna Arjuna Sambade, Moksha Sannyasa Yogo Nama Ashtadasho Dhyaya. Om Tat Sat.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu Garu. You said you want to leave early. Can you take the questions now, or
Yeah, I can take questions. You tell me.
yeah, please raise your hand and ask questions. Be brief.
I think they are too excited to ask any questions. So I'll leave it. You please continue with Pradhan. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, he has already left, so Raj Kadianji will take up the question tomorrow. Keep it noted down, and we'll take the question tomorrow. You are a bit trifle late. Okay. Shankara Narayananji, can you please do the pradhana? Put your video on. Okay, thank you.
स्वस्ति प्रजाप्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्य पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्रा पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधना सधना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
ధన్యవాదాలు శంకర్ నారాయణ ji. Thank you very much for the nice pradhana. Now I request Venkat Narayan garu to do the national anthem. Please raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
Thank you Venkat Narayan garu for the honors. And now the class is open for any questions in case you have. On the organization, the conduct of the course and things like that. If anyone has any question, you can ask. Raise your hand and ask. I would like to just thank Shankar Narayan ji for doing the pradhana. Though there were small hiccups, the thing that we should remember is that when the camera or the mobile, basically the mobile, it has to be stable. We should not hold it on the hand, otherwise it will go haywire. So you should use some stand like so that it is firm. Then you can concentrate on your pradhana. Otherwise, you will be concentrating on how to hold the mic, and the mobile keeps moving, and so the concentration goes off. So otherwise, pradhana was very nice, and request Shankar Narayan to continue.
Yes, sir. I'll take care of that.
Yeah, no problem at all. So the first day is always a bit confusing, whatever the problems come. But we should overcome all those things and then do the pradhana. That's more important. So anyone else who has anything? Otherwise, we close for the day. It's still 5 minutes are there. Babu garu, are you there? You want to say something? Babu garu is busy. Okay, in case there are no more questions, I leave you early today. So have a nice day. Enjoy. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for the
Jai Shri-
class Bhagawadgita. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.